Hey guys, my name's Dan Griffin and I'm with Solid State Logic. We're here today with our demonstration vehicle at the headquarters of Vintage King in Ferndale, Michigan, outside of Detroit, to showcase some of our music products. Here at the front of the truck, we have our AWS 948 Delta console. So this is a hybrid console for music production. By hybrid, I mean it's actually a DAW controller and a full analog console. So with the press of a button, I can actually switch to a DAW layer. For example, here I'm using Pro Tools, and then back to my analog faders. On this desk, I can work with any DAW like Cubase or Logic, Pro Tools, Reaper even, in Harmony. On this desk, I have 24 channels, each one with dual inputs and outputs. So I have a bunch of cool ways I can configure each channel. I can use it in stereo or several different inline modes for tracking and mixing, to do things like parallel processing or even tracking up to 48 inputs on the desk. Each channel also has G and E series EQs built in, and the console of course has the SSL bus compressor, 2 channel dynamics sections up here. And then on top of all that, I have 8 track buses that are really useful for headphone mixing, and I have 2 master buses. There are several different modes you can use each channel on the AWS 948. The first one we see here is inline mix mode for parallel processing. The red path indicates the channel path, and the green path on the bottom indicates what's usually the monitor path. In this case, I'm actually feeding an outboard processing unit from my insert point, and here on the console I have on the VPod a small fader for my wet path, and the large fader is my dry path, so I can blend parallel processing all from one channel. I can also use inline mix mode in this inline fashion where I have 2 discrete paths. So if I want to mix more than 24 channels, I can do it on this 24 channel frame desk. The red path is my channel path again, and the green my monitor path, and I have dual faders, small and large. By pressing the VPod, I can actually switch to have touch sensitive fader control on both paths. I can also move processing between the 2 paths, as you can see here. So I can use the EQ on either side, in addition to things like changing the processing order, as you can see here. Another mode is track mode. So with inline track, I can use it in a traditional sense where I use one path to bring in the input through the mic pre and bring it into a channel in my DAW, and then take the output of that channel and return it back to the console, to the monitor path. And again, in this style mode, I can move the processing between either path. Another thing that you can do with inline track mode is actually track more than 24 channels. So if you use some external preamps with the console, you can actually track up to 48 into your DAW in this mode. Finally, on this console, you have a stereo mode where the EQ and dynamics become stereo and you have true stereo insert. So this is really great for working with stems, as you have not only dual inputs, but also dual direct outs on every channel. And each individual channel on the 948 can be configured whichever way you like. So if you guys have any questions about any of our products, including the AWS 948 Delta, go to vintageking.com or solidstatelogic.com where you can find out more information.